Hey YouTubers, welcome back to our Desert Have a Garden. I want to show you the indoor fish breeding tank, and as you can see it is very dirty. We have been working to try and find balance in this tank. Originally we had many fish in here and they were breeding at a very high rate, and due to it polluting the water so quickly and having to change the water frequently, I removed many fish and left one male and 3 females. Now I added back more because when there were only the 4 fish, they did not breed at all. There were no eggs at all. And so I added back more fish last week after thoroughly cleaning the tank. And as you can see, the tank is very dirty. There's film on the glass and accumulation. There's lots of poop in the bottom. And we'll go over here. And you can see that the pump is not functioning very well. So today I'm going to clean the tank thoroughly as well as the pump. The pump is currently over here, has a line that goes in the tank and one out, and those are also coated on the inside very heavily. So this is going to be a big job. I do not look forward to the days when I have to clean the tanks, and I will walk you through the process in order to maintain good health of our breeding tank fish. Alright, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is unplug the pump so it stops pouring in, and it also stops sucking out. You can see the receptor back there where it sucks in. And these are the fish in their very dirty tank. You can kind of see along the tank this, I don't know what it is, algae type stuff that's covering the glass. It moves with the water current and it's super slimy. So what I start with is a typical sponge, just a regular scrubby sponge, no detergents or cleaners. You never want to put any cleaners into your fish tank, even if you don't have fish in it, because the cleaners will stick around in trace amounts and can kill your fish. So I take this little sponge and I just start scrubbing. I scrub the whole thing, and you see that layer coming off, and you have to shake it off and rinse it, and you just scrub this. So I'll go around scrubbing the whole tank. Now you can see that I have cleared off all the debris off the walls and the bottom, and you can see that it's knocked everything into the water, so it's very cloudy and difficult to see anything in there. But the walls are smooth and clear again. And so the next step, I always have a towel here to dry off my arms and also to clean up any spills. Here I have a couple buckets. I'm going to start draining the tank, and just a regular tube that I submerge into the tank. Some people use a pump in order to drain it. I just use the magic pressure that you can build up in a tube. You plug the one end, keep the other end in the water, and release your thumb, and into the buckets it goes. Put it in the white buckets, you can see there. So you can see that this water is pretty dirty. And then over here, it's really hard to do this with just one hand. Over here, you can use the other end to start suctioning out the bigger clumps. I'm going to drain a lot out of this tank, but at the same time, I want to make sure I get as much of the large debris out. And it will take several buckets because this is nearly a 70-gallon tank, and so I'll come back when I've drained quite a bit more. You can see we're getting down pretty low in the tank now. As I'm going, you want to make sure to keep the aeration moving down so you keep bubbles in the water. These are really resilient fish that they can tolerate a lot of different conditions, but the one thing they cannot tolerate is a lack of oxygen in the water. So you want to make sure you keep your bubbles flowing. Can you see them down there? You want to keep your bubbles flowing in the water, and you also want to make sure that you leave at least enough water so they can all still swim. After emptying and cleaning the tank, we drag in the garden hose and just start filling it up. As I had said, these fish are very tolerant, and the water doesn't have to be treated or anything special done to it first. We have found that they can tolerate the normal chlorine levels in the city water that we have here, and it isn't any special filtered or anything like that. We'll just fill it back up. What we do, so you just pull the tube off the end here, but it is full of water, so you have to be prepared to catch any water. I'm just going to try and dump a little bit of it back in here on working my way around. Bear with me. Over to the other side to disconnect the other side. So there's one of the tubes. Here's the other. Again, you just pull it down carefully because it's trying to leak everywhere. Still did leak a little bit. Pouring it back into the tank a little bit. So these tubes, you can see that it's really gunk filled. So that's blocking the lines, as well as the whole filter itself is a mess. I've brought the canister out into the yard in order to clean out the filter. So there's the lines that hook up the intake and output from the filter. They're really dirty, and so to disconnect those, you have to take all this off. And you can see there how clogged that is. That's probably the main problem. It doesn't look like anything at all is getting through that. That's solid sludge. Super gross. See if I can pull it out of there. I don't think so. But that's going to be cleaned out. Oh, big old blob came out, so now you can kind of see inside of there. Then you unhook the latches. And the whole top comes off. And this glass piece here you don't want to break. That's the ultraviolet light for helping to kill out some of the bacteria in the water. So you set that down gently. And I don't know if you can see that, but that is some pretty murky, gross water in there. So I'm going to pour that out. And then it exposes the top layer. This first layer of the filter has all these little balls in here. Those will be cleaned. Pour out a little bit more. And then we have the next layer. Has the charcoal pack, and then you can see in here just some sludgy grossness. I'm going to clean all of that out now with the garden hose, the high pressure sprayer. It's no wonder that it wasn't working. Here we are with the tank filled all the way back up and the filters on. You can see we have nice clear water and happy fish, lots of bubbles. And you can see that the filter is flowing much better now. You can see the water is coming out very nicely. It turned out one of those intake tubes was completely clogged and filled, and there was no water getting through it, or if there was any, it was at a very slow rate. So it definitely needed the filter cleaned, and hopefully this will keep the tank in good shape for more than a week, even though there's so many fish in here, and we hope to get some eggs and little fries here quickly. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates about our Tilapia Aquaponic Project.